What's going on, guys? Crypto Renegade here for you. Spoiler alert, real quick, if you have not seen the Billions season finale where we're going to talk about crypto.
I have a series of questions for which I expect truthful answers, at the end of which one of you will walk out a free man, the other will remain to be arrested and indicted. So I'd like to know what this drive of yours contains, Mr. Prince. Crypto, I suspect.
I don't know what's on this particular drive. And even if I did, so what?
Strong indication of tax fraud. We'll get to the particulars. And
So I wanted to talk about how crypto, taxes, and how hardware wallets, which we're going to get into in this title of Cold Storage, are portrayed in TV these days. I'm going to point out some accuracies, some inaccuracies, and go from there.
let's start by getting it open.
I can't open it. I don't have the code.
I'll allow you to use your phone or computer to retrieve the code.
It's not that I don't have it on me. It's that I don't have it.
I hope we're not disputing that this belongs to you because it was retrieved from one of your companies.
We will be.
Now, in this scene, there is a hardware wallet that they are using called a Grid Lattice 1 or a Grid Plus Lattice 1. And this is a very sophisticated hardware wallet that can execute smart contracts, that has a full touchscreen. And instead of using a 24-word recovery seed phrase, what it actually uses is multiple smart cards or a single smart card as a replacement of your seed phrase to unlock and to transmit your private keys. So they are attempting in this scene to essentially hack it, trying to get him through a social engineering attempt or through a series of psychological $5 wrench attacks to try to persuade him or intimidate him into opening this particular hardware wallet. Now, what's interesting about this is that they're talking about type in the PIN, type in the code. Well, you need the smart card and you need the PIN in order to actually open this hardware wallet. And in some cases, if he's smart, which he probably is, he has multi-sig, so it requires multiple cards in order to unlock and authenticate this wallet. So this really is like a $5 wrench attack, except it's the US government that's trying to strong-arm him into opening his own drive. So let's take a look at this
Now,
next.
what's on this drive?
Data?
Billions in Bitcoin. He was gonna say that, it just caught in his throat.
I wish.
So basically what's happening here is Chuck Rhodes, who has been disgraced in this season, is now trying to attempt to get him to admit that he has billions of crypto and Bitcoin that have unpaid taxes on them. So again, you only pay taxes on crypto if you've bought it and then sold it and you pay the capital gains taxes. We're assuming in this particular scene that he has retrieved or generated this crypto either through mining or through trading and has skirted paying taxes voluntarily on that. Again, we don't know the particulars as they don't go over that in this episode, but now they're going into one of his warehouses using a court order, which is illegal, by the way, in this particular case, to retrieve one of his dozen Grid Lattice Pluses where he has a lot of crypto spread across all of them, as we're going to see later in the episode. So again, this is the US government using their weight, power, and full authority, trying to understand how to gain access to this so that they can throw him in jail for tax evasion, much like they did with Al Capone. It's very interesting, but the device here again is a Grid Plus Lattice 1. It's a very high-end, very sophisticated hardware wallet. And in this scene, they're discussing, okay, let's make sure that we move the remaining 11 drives so that we can make sure that he doesn't try to get physical possession, because once you have physical possession of the device and you have a lot of time, you can ultimately extract any private key because it's not an all-in-one solution unless there's multi-sig.
This is an iron forge. Very legitimate cold storage drive with a self-locking feature.
Uh-huh. Self-locking, I've heard of that.
Yeah, 10 incorrect attempts and it'll encrypt itself, making it impossible to access whatever's on it. So, what I'd do, I'd buy like 20 iron forges, get to work uncapping and finding side channels to access the digital keys.
Well, get to work then.
That's what I'd do if I had 6 months.
Ah, 6 months. You've got closer to 6 fucking hours. I need this one open so I can use it to get to the others before they're moved and hidden.
I'm gonna need to bring in some equipment.
Okay, so in this case here, there's a lot to unpack, but basically they're trying to use an illegal force to try to hack.
Running Crypto Hunter password cracker software. Some real dark web shit.
Grand. Now what?
We sit back and let it work.
So legitimate hackers take months to be able to crack hardware wallets, safes, extract private keys. What they're saying in this case is he found basically a crypto cracker on the dark web. Some of them are real, some of them are not, but in this case this is highly exaggerated and not very accurate.
Crypto?
Yeah, it's a wallet. Fair warning on the 10 attempts.
How many shots you have left?
2 more. That's why I woke you. Didn't want to pull the trigger without...
Proceed.
So what happens here is there's 10 total attempts to unlock the pin, otherwise everything will encrypt and completely erase it. No backup seed phrase, no way of retrieving it. Once you've entered in a pin 10 different times incorrectly, there is 0 chance of retrieving your crypto, and that's what they're taking a look at here.
Is that?
Yes. Yes, it is. Crypto wallet holding various coins that, at today's rates, total approximately $150 million.
We'll see about that, since this one has been opened and does hold crypto.
So they were able to hack it. Now they have all 10 in the room and they're trying to call his bluff. This is another social engineering attack on, in this case, the villain Mike Prince, who's the billionaire. And they're about to use the last 2 attempts in front of him to try to get him to spill his either private key or his PIN code, or hand over the physical smart card in order to unlock these devices. Otherwise, all of the crypto on all of those devices are gone forever. It's like losing your backup recovery seed phrase or losing the private key entirely, which is very, very possible here.
Are you sure you don't have the passwords for these properly obtained drives? Because, as you know, though you may pretend not to, these are secure drives that allow 10 attempts before locking forever.
I wish I could help you.
Wow, they're really upping the ante here on pushing him to spill his password. Again, social engineering. It's interesting to see that they're using the government in order to do this, and it kind of scares me to where the government potentially could come and threaten you in the same way that it's happening right here if they know that you have a certain amount of crypto, because either they want taxes or they think you've been avoiding taxes, and they're somehow associating owning crypto with not paying taxes, which is a very slippery slope. So
Expensive game of chicken.
So he's calling his bluff here. They're about to unlock and use the last 2 attempts, or at least the final attempt. Chuck Rhodes here does not think he's going to actually spill. Now they're on the 9th attempt, and his lawyer here is trying to tell him, let's stop this right now, otherwise that crypto is gone forever. Approximately $3.5 billion worth of crypto across the 10 drives. And now we're going to see who actually wins. Check this out.
10. That's it.
So that part was actually true. This guy in this particular scene lost all of his crypto because they are trying to brute force hack his devices. They knew they only had 10 attempts, went through the 10. He didn't spill the password. Whether he knew the password or didn't know the password doesn't matter. Now no one gets the crypto. So in this case, everyone is essentially a loser, but just kind of goes to show that some of this is accurate, but it's also maybe foreshadowing what may happen in the future if the government thinks you own crypto and haven't paid taxes. So thank you all for watching. This has been a very interesting new kind of video topic, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Crypto Renegade out.